Hi, how are you? My name is Rosalina Esquilin, and I'm super excited because in this channel, I have been like forced to do it for three people that are amazingly important in my life. So my husband, my daughter, and I will say my coach. Maybe she doesn't know it that she is, but it has been so much an amazing experience listening to her and allow me because she can say everything. But if I do not let myself to grow, I will not get any kind of opportunity to see myself elevated this way. So, like I said, my name is Rosalina Esquilin. I just want to talk about me a little bit. So, I came from Puerto Rico to Orlando in 2006 with my husband and my daughter, that she was just 2 years and a half. And the idea or the movement to do this is because in Puerto Rico, the situation was kind of difficult economically. And my husband's dream is to be a developer. But at the same time, his bigger dream was to be an architect. So the difference in our country than in the United States is that if you have a last name, right? That sometimes happens. You have a last name, you have to have a social life and start having networking with these kind of people that have the knowledge, right, or the offices for architectural firms. You got to have a good turnout when you finish college. He was in the Polytechnical University, but it was super challenging. Sometimes I had to drive by and give him his food because he was going to be pretty much overnight working because they had to turn some projects and it was a team project that they had to put it together, materials, he was working. So when I saw the opportunity that it was like in Puerto Rico, there was nothing for us to move on, but we need to move on. I just take, the opportunity. I don't know if I can say the energy to look at the newspaper, and all of a sudden, this newspaper has the Disney was recruiting people in Puerto Rico. So I just I was working in Plaza Las Americas. That was the biggest shopping mall close that we have. It's amazing. All the designer companies are there. It's amazing place. So if you know Puerto Rico, Plaza Las Americas is the spot to go and meet and walk and enjoy it. And I was working in the hallways in the cellular companies, and I saw that Disney was recruiting. So I decided to go to the library, the bookstore in the third floor near the movie theater, and I get just an English book. I'm trying to practicing. We have been teach in Puerto Rico in English, but we do not practice the language as you guys does it over here, right? So if you're working in the tourism company or in the government that you will see yourself forced to do it, then you don't have the skills or the pronunciation, right? We have this um accents very, very strong when we speak in English. So I hope that you guys can understand me and hear me well, because I want to give to you all my information and how I feel so happy to start this and start sharing this amazing life that I'm living with my family. And thanks for this little angel that was, I wasn't little, she's not that tall, but she's so big and her energy is unbelievable. I'm gonna bring more information about her pretty soon. So the thing is that when I was in Puerto Rico, I saw the newspaper. I had my day off. I went to the hiring opportunity from Disney World and I get my ticket. I pass my interview, and the ticket says that by June in 2006, I should be here at Disney World having my customs and my trainings and all the stuff. But I'm not coming by myself. I'm coming with my husband and my daughter. So I told my husband, it's the time to move. Are you moving with me? Are you taking the chance? Are you taking the opportunity to look for something different? And I will not say that it was scary, I was not scared. My dream was always living over here in the United States. But for my husband, it was very scary. He was leaving a lot of stuff, his family, right? But now he's moving with his new family, that it was my daughter and myself. And we took that venture. We took the that leap of faith. And I have to say that it has been the best decision ever. When we were in Puerto Rico, I told my husband, you're gonna be hired and you're gonna be earning $45,000 as soon as you sign your contract. But this is the funny thing. I told you guys that I have a job here, right, at Disney World. So you know that Disney World, it doesn't pay that much hourly, but the benefits are amazing. The insurance, they cover everything, and it's the best insurance in the country. I had the passes, and I have a 2 years old girl and myself that I love Mickey Mouse, and I cry every time that I see the fireworks. And I'm blessed because the house that I'm renting, I just had to step out, and the fireworks are there just for me every single night. So I enjoy that so much. I know that is another bless that I have in my life, and coming back on track because fireworks, Disney World goes be crazy. My husband doesn't have a job when we moved over here. So he has interviews that we came on Wednesday. So Thursday, he has one interview, he has another one Friday, and he has another one on Monday. So the Thursday one was not that good, right? So they didn't make the decision. He wasn't in a hurry to try to get his job. But what happened, like the one on Friday, my daughter and I, we were sitting in the car just waiting. We had just one car, rental car. And I didn't say, I came over here living in my cousin home with my aunt, my cousin, and they just allowed me in a room like this big. And I feel so grateful because even the room was like this big. It gave me the opportunity to continue living this dream with my husband and my daughter. And I saw every single day how we, the three of us, make every opportunity important. We take everything that it was happening at that moment like a diamond. We appreciate every step, everything that we did. Even we were driving an hour and a half to be in Orlando, we decide to enjoy it, even the drive. It was killing my husband back, but for me, for my daughter, and for him, every time that he came from work, he take me around Disney World. He take the time to make this transition so much like a gift, and I really appreciate that from him. Sometimes when we make the decision to move from one place to another, we just think that we're leaving everything. And I will say that this is the hard time to do, or the worst thing to do when you're making the change because you need to transition to a different place because you do have been forced to do it for your family. Don't think that you're leaving everything. Just think that you're doing a moving and it's temporarily. Nothing is final. So see it as an opportunity. See it as a little vacation. Enjoy every moment. Don't start saying, oh, I feel homesick. I'm doing this and doing that. Prepare yourself before to take the decision. I teach myself. I know how to cook, but there were some other things that my mom used to cook that because she was there, right? I was enjoying every time that she cooked for us. But now it's my time to step in. So I started learning. And even though when I was over here, I called my mom, hey, mom, what I'm missing? Because I want to have everything spot. I want to my husband enjoy the food. I want my daughter start growing, learning what we used to have in Puerto Rico as eating traditions, etc. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but us as a woman, we're capable to cover all the bases, and we know how to structure our decisions and our family to be successful, to for them not missing anything, for create the balance. And that was, I think, my biggest focus at that moment. So I will go back. So we're waiting for my husband, right? The meeting was very long. That interview was like a 2 or 3 hours. when he came back home, to the car, and he gets in the car, I was so excited. Just please let me know what happened. What do we have a job? And he says, "Oh, I have bad news and a good news." And he says, "Show me the bad one. I start on Monday." And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's not bad." He says, "Well, we have a rental car. We had to to give the car back on Monday, and I had to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning." And says, "Oh, okay. So we don't have a car. You have a job, and we don't have money. We came over here with $500 to live the life and live the dream, right?" But then he says, "But my contract is," and I says, "What?" "It's for $45,000 a year." And I was stunned because that's what I thought it's gonna be. That was what I told him to be, and he didn't believe it. And with that moment, he says the number, and I just get emotional because I remember the moment when that happened. Oh my gosh. It was a confirmation that I made the right decision for my family. And we are just enjoy that moment. And when we came over here, we were just three. But now, after 19 years being here in Orlando, we're four. So we have a guy that is 14 years old. His name is Ian, and he's an amazing guy. He's the one that complements the family. He is the piece that it was missing in the three of us. So that he is the right balance for all of us. And what I'm trying to tell you with my story, with this video, is do not lose your hope. Follow your guts, follow your heart. When you take a decision for your family, trust me, if you're sure that what you're doing is the right thing, is the right thing. Make a balance. I remember that I was telling myself, I don't care where we're living in. We live in an apartment for one room with those inflated bed. That every time that we wake up in the morning, my husband's side was on the floor. And we laugh because he says, "Why is always happened to me as a baby? I don't know." But then my daughter and myself was in this side, and he was in this side. And it was amazing, the whole process, how everything goes and grow. And yes, the company that he was hired, it was to work as an architect. They took his years of experience in Puerto Rico, and they give him, it wasn't senior partner, but he has like junior something. And all of a sudden he was working with DOD, so Department of Defense, right? Is designing the whole place where they are going to be living, the rooms, the facilities, bathrooms, everything. And seeing his life change, seeing his dream come true, seeing his came to the house of my cousin with this book like this big, trying to learn all the codes, the building codes, right? How is the correct way to build from scratch to the whole thing. It was impressive. And he put so much emotion and faith in himself. He says that in his first meeting, he didn't understand anyone talking in English. He says, "I don't know if they were talking in English or a different language." I was so scared and so focused. And he has 90 days for his evaluation to have his job and his position, right? So he be part of the company officially, and he passed those 90 days of his evaluation. And when he stepped in himself and he saw that he can put us in this situation and this opportunity, it was very warm heart because he really did it. He wasn't expected the change, but he moved forward with me, and that made me super happy. I think that if he haven't had the heart to do it, it wasn't a compliment with me. we had to be the both of us aligned to do that. And after that, I went to work in Disney, but I put my daughter in the daycare with Disney. Amazing place. Oh my gosh, amazing place. I didn't know that in the daycares, they tell you when they do one or two. And they have all the records on the thing. But my daughter was just for one day, and it was horrible. She was miserable. And my second day, the training, they call me. It says, "Hi, Mama," because I was in the hotel in the front desk. That was my training. And she was just like 10 minutes away from me. So they call, and Disney has this policy that families first. Okay. So when they call me and they says, "Hey, Rosalina, Genesis had been eating in all day, and she has been in a corner sitting very sad." And I says, "Why did you guys call me now? If you call me as soon as she was in the corner, I will run to get her." So now you know that I had to resign my position. I pretty much went seasonal because I want to keep the tickets, and they give it to you that opportunity because of the situation. They always find a way to please you. In Disney, that's what I love Disney so much. So I went seasonal. Seasonal means that I'm gonna work some days in the summer, some days in the winter. That's the most biggest moment, right? The big tickets time. So I decided to do that with them. Remember, I have her, and I want her to leave the experience to be in Disney as much as it can. So the tickets were for free. I just had to give some hours in just sporadic time. And I think that was a good compliment for us to have pretty much everything. And I had to say, just believe in yourself. Don't think it twice. Plan correctly, and trust what you're doing, because when you plan and you know what you're doing, I promise you that your dreams will come true. It's so funny because I live right there next to Disney, and it says your piece of dust, right? And all this magic, the magic really is real. Enjoy it, be appreciative, get everything as a gift. The universe, God, is giving to you the gift to live the life that you want. We came from Puerto Rico, $500. He didn't have a job, and we made it. We made it so far that right now, and it's part of this information, right? So he had been working in so many projects in Disney World that, like, when you're coming to Disney Spring, the bridge that connects Legoland to Rainforest Cafe, he designed that. And that's Disney Springs. If you're going to MGS Studios, you will see the bus stops that he was the one that designed that. If you're going to Universal Studios and you go to Hagrid, he designed Hagrid. If you're going to Universal Epic, he designed Epic. So I think that made the decision, trust God, trust the universe, trust myself, trust my family, had been the best decision ever. And I don't know if Ian will be here with us. He will stay in Puerto Rico. So it had been an amazing blessed to have Ian part of this family. He compliments, like I said, he compliments us. It was a gift because my daughter asked for a baby sister. My brother said, "Hey," well, she said baby sister. I said, "Hey, hon, it's not that way. You need to ask for both, baby sister, baby brother, because we don't know what God is going to send it to us. And we had to be blessed and appreciative that whatever he sent is what we need." So I hope that my little introduction, my little information about my life, take you to the opportunity to maybe, I don't know, get you inspired to believe, to trust, and start looking for all those blessing moments that you have in your life, because there's so many that you haven't seen because you maybe take it for granted. But take a time to look at them, because those are the ones that will help you to go and move forward and move better every single day. So take care. God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.